All right, guys, today we're going to be showing you how I make my fish stick sets, I should say, with the drowners on them. You guys that watched me last fall saw that I was running fish sticks with drowners because I was running an extended check, and it worked really good. We're going to mix it up a little bit with fish sticks this year. Going to use a lot more of them because they work really well, but I'm going to show you guys how I was doing it last year. We're still going to do a lot of it exactly the same this year with the drowners. It works really good. So I'll start off, I'll kind of set you guys up here and show you the equipment I use. For the drowners, I use 40-inch fish sticks. I trap a lot of sandy stuff. I have that washer down, I don't know, 4 or 5 inches from the top. I don't really measure, I just kind of put it where it looks about right. It's not rocket science. We're not going to be staking any trap to that stake. Our traps that we're going to be using are the same as the pocket set video I just posted here a little bit ago. Is going to be the 1.5 no BS fully modified chain drowner conduit stake. And I'll show you guys kind of how we set this up. You can use carp, shad, whatever you want to use for bait on these fish sticks. Something fishy. Just be sure to check and make sure you can use exposed bait in your area. I know in some areas, especially here in Iowa, we have to be kind of careful about where we're using fish sticks. You might have to cover them up with a wad of grass or something. So without further ado, we'll get you guys set up and get this set rolling. All right, so you guys can see I'm actually in our pond right now. I'm not in a creek, but it'll serve the same purpose. Get some of these trees out of the way. So you can see it's the same thing as a creek essentially. We got us a nice shallow bank going here. There's nowhere to put in a pocket. If I can put in a pocket, that's what I'm putting in. But in this instance, a very shallow bank. It's not steep. This is where I'm going to throw in a fish stick. I'll never set just one either. I'll always set at least two, because more times than not, especially with the drowners, both your traps are going to be full on these drowners. I catch a lot of doubles using these drowners on these fish sticks. So I'll kind of show you guys. Boy, really mucky water here. So I'll just come away from the bank, you know, say there's a coon trail following the bank, or you see coon tracks in the water there. I'm putting a fish stick somewhere near there. These suckers will pull coons from quite a ways. I'm not sure how far, but I know if they're running on any part of that creek bank, they're probably going to see that big chunk of fish sitting there, and they're going to go check it out almost every time because they cannot resist fish. So all I do is take this fish stick, shove it in there. We got some really hard clay here. I've messed with the height of it a little bit. It doesn't seem to matter. Anywhere from 4 inches above the water to 10 inches. I've had pretty good success. Again, I've never measured it, I'm just guessing. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get this one in any deeper. But got our fish stake there. Probably gonna suck to pull out, but that's all right. So what we're gonna do now, essentially, is these drowners, we're gonna put our traps here and run them off in opposite directions. That way, if a coon gets caught in one of them, he goes out deep and drowns, and the other trap is still working. That's the idea anyways. It doesn't always work that way. But with the drowners, I caught a lot of doubles that way. So I'll show you guys again. No BS 1.5 chain drowners. I'll show you guys kind of how I do these. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to imagine a V meeting at the bank from the top of this. And you're going to go about halfway up that. And I normally do, these no BS traps have about 10 inches of chain on them probably from where I got them J-hooked on there. So I'm gonna want to be 18 to 20 inches off with my stake. I'll show you guys why. But we're gonna push this stake in. We'll take our trap, slide it up there. Get my, you guys have a better view now of my long wolf fang driver. Really love this driver. It makes driving these stakes out in deep water a lot more convenient. But you can see our fish stake is there. We're gonna run this off away from the fish stick. So we're just gonna drive that in a little ways so I can hopefully get it back out. Whatever loose chain we got here, we're gonna roll up. And again, guys, normally I have this all pre-staked for this exact reason. It takes quite a bit of time to get all this stuff set up. That's why we're so lucky in Iowa to be able to pre-stake. We're gonna get this stake shoved in there. You can see as I'm shoving it in, I'm also twisting it. Sometimes I'll put my boot on there if it's hard to play like this. We'll set our trap here, maybe. That baby situated there. And you guys will notice, I run a very flat pan compared to a lot of other guys. I really like a flat pan on my coon traps. I think it reduces a lot of snapped off traps, but you can see this trap's gonna go about halfway between that chain and this fish stick. On the bank side, we're gonna put it in right up here. The reason we're putting that on the bank side is because that's probably where these coons are coming from. You know, they're either walking in the water along the bank, or they're coming from the bank, or they'll come from across the creek and then they're gonna go up the bank when they're done eating your fish. So we have one trap sitting here. We're gonna grab another trap, really mucky in here, and we're going to get it undone. Again, staking it up and away as if we had a big V that comes up here. Run our trap up. And I always run 2 traps on these. I've never tried just one. I'm sure you'd catch just fine with just one, but then you're not gonna get the doubles. I've had coon mink doubles on them, coyotes, I caught coyotes in them, even an occasional muskrat. So again, now we're running this one the opposite direction, away from that other one. That way, there's no way that these animals can touch each other when they're both out there drowned and dead. So we're gonna go ahead, our other trap's here. We're gonna get our stake in there, set our trap, just like so. And again, guys, when I'm water trapping, I wear arm length gauntlet gloves. I really like the No BS ones. Those are the ones I like to use, but you can see we're gonna put our other trap's about right here. We're gonna put this one right here. I always like to grab them kind of by the jaws or the levers and get them set in their beds. So what we have sitting here is the bank where you guys are at. We have our fish stake right here. Then we have 2 traps right here. And then the stakes are out here and the drowners are running that way. Essentially, I guess you could almost say it's kind of like a W. These drowners come up to the stake, and then you come up from the stake at an angle to the trap, or to the stake. The fish stake, that is. And that's kind of how we're doing it. You got your traps halfway, so our stake is more towards the bank than this, and that all depends on how deep of water we got for drowning purposes. But our stake's up here, our traps are here, and then our fish stake's right here. And all I do for that, I don't wire my bait on. I don't really have enough bait theft to worry about it, and I have plenty of carp anyways. I just spear my chunk of fish on there, and that's our set. Big chunk of carp like that. It's gonna catch them pretty much every time if there's coons in the area. So, great set, love the fish stick. Caught a lot of things on it. Works really good. So, you can even put a little bit of fish oil on there if you want to give it even that much more pull. But again, you can set this, I'm probably 8 inches off the water right there, and that set would be perfectly fine. That'd catch coons just fine. If I left this here, which I can't legally, it's not trapping season, there'd probably be a coon or 2 here tomorrow. So that's my fish stick setup, guys. With the drowners, I find that I catch a lot more doubles than if you have them staked to the traps. And also it allows for us here in Iowa to run an extended check on them. So yeah, also planning on doing a lot more of these this year for sure. I'm trying to talk and get the water to clear up so I can show you guys exactly what I'm talking about, but we're going to be running a lot more of them this year. Not all of them will be on drowners. Kind of got an idea I'm working on. I'm waiting to see how it's going to work out. But I think it's going to work out pretty good. So now that the water's clearing up here, I'll come grab my camera. We'll give you guys a look at exactly where these traps are. My shadow is going to be a problem. And now the water's dirty, but we have a trap here, trap right here. You should be able to see that one. Now it's murkying up. And our big chunk of fish on here, stake out here, really trying to kind of slow down for you guys so you can see exactly what I'm doing. I don't take a whole lot of time in season to slow down. I just kind of have to go, but that's our setup, guys. Works really good. I'd highly recommend it. Very efficient. And you don't have to dig a big pocket like the pocket set. So it works. I will say I do catch mink in these just fine, but I'll catch a lot more mink in pocket sets than this. I'm not much of a mink trapper anyways. Like I said, I'm normally concentrated on coons. I've set these traps in the water anywhere from 2 inches deep to 8 inches deep, and I've caught coons just fine. So the depth doesn't matter that much. Just get it in front of them, guys. Get it in the water. They will find that. You guys can see that's a big chunk of carp. They're gonna find it. Here's one of our traps right there. The other one's just hiding right there. So basically, I don't even know how far those are away. 10 inches or a foot away, probably. Right there and right there. And then the stakes are out here, running out opposite directions to hopefully get a double here. If we were trapping right now. So anyways, guys, hopefully you picked up something from this. Trying to slow down and kind of show how I do some things this off season, since I get in such a hurry during the season. So anyways, guys, appreciate y'all watching this video. I actually had a lot of people talk about this fish stick setup, so I hope that this helps clarify some things for you guys that were really curious about it. Yeah, it works good, especially along sandbars and stuff. I like to use them in sandbars. They work pretty good because there's a lot of sandbars where you can find the edge of it and it really drops off. And you can run these drowners off the edge of the sandbar and have them coons drowned and not have to worry about them pulling this stake because they're working their way out to deep water to drown anyways. So anyways, appreciate y'all watching, and till next time.